Welcome to Vocab Unit 8. Your first word is inception. Inception is the start of something or the beginning. So the way that you use it, I gave you a few examples here. You could talk about the inception of the club or the club's inception. Over here, we might be witnessing the inception of a successful business career for those two girls, or you could talk about their business career's inception. And your sample sentence talks about the humble inception of various companies. Your next word is precept. A precept is a rule or a commandment or a principle that people tend to follow. So I gave you this example over here, which is be kind. So be kind is a great precept that you might follow, a really important rule. The sample sentence refers to unwritten precepts of religions, rules that are accepted by all people of a religion. Your next word is demagogue, and a demagogue is a manipulative leader. They give you this word manipulative here. So a demagogue is someone who convinces people that they need to be afraid of others so that they will vote for them and get them into power. Your next word is pedagogy. Pedagogy is basically teaching methods. So your sample sentence talks about a principal who knows pedagogy well, as a principal should. And there are 3 ways down here also of using the word pedagogy. So if you're becoming a teacher, you would want to study pedagogy. You might, in your classes, prefer different pedagogical methods, such as discussion or group work or lecture, and you can have different types of pedagogy. Again, lecture, group discussions, etc. To disillusion someone kind of means to disappoint them. So if you look at this word, you have illusion. So an illusion is something that you imagine to be true. For example, going along with this picture, over here you might have the illusion that Santa Claus exists and will bring you lots of presents. If someone disillusions you, they would tell you there is no Santa Claus, and then you would no longer have that illusion and you would feel a little bit disappointed. So we have the synonym here, to disappoint. And in the sample sentence, it refers to a woman who felt a sense of disillusionment when she found out that her childhood idol was arrested for armed robbery. So we feel disillusioned, or we feel a sense of disillusionment all the time when we learn that people who we look up to aren't actually perfect. So if you think about any kind of celebrities who got arrested or into drugs, we might feel disillusioned because we had this illusion that they were perfect and we looked up to them. Your next word is dispassionate. This is a pretty straightforward one. You see passionate, dis means not, so dispassionate means impartial or calm. Disinterested is a good synonym. If you're dispassionate, usually you could see how there could be good reason to get enthusiastic about something or get passionate about something, but you're really not. So this cat over here is pretty dispassionate. Whatever is going on around him, he is calmly ignoring. And in the sample sentence, it talks about a character from To Kill a Mockingbird, Atticus, who stays dispassionate or calm even when people around him are not. To efface means to wipe out or obliterate. The sample sentence talks about effacing a former reputation. So if you totally get rid of your former reputation, you efface that reputation. Here, a woman over here with those pictures, a woman has been effaced from that photograph. So there was a man and a woman. Now one has been effaced or has been completely taken out. The word erase might help you remember efface as well. They're pretty similar. Your next word is faction. A faction is a subgroup within a larger group. So in Lord of the Flies, the boys split into 2 factions, right? There's the big group of boys, and then within that, they become 2 factions, one with Jack and one with Ralph. Let's see, and your sample sentence talks about a faction of workers. So if there's a group of workers and they disagree with something, you could have factions. Political parties often have factions where everyone's in the same larger political party, but there are different subgroups within those. So knowing the root homo, meaning same, will help you a lot with both of these words. Homogeneous means composed of parts that are all the same or are all similar. So the word homogeneous usually refers to a group of people that's really similar. So over here we have some homogeneous mice. They're all the same color. For groups of people, you might talk about a homogeneous group of people if they were all the same race, or a homogeneous group of people if they were all the same social class or around the same age. The sample sentence tells you that the military takes people who initially are really different from each other and then has them conform and makes them into equally competent and homogeneous soldiers. So when you conform to the group norm, you become more homogeneous. Your next word is homophone. This is a word that sounds exactly like another word. So bear and bear over here are sound exactly the same, mean two different things. And same thing here, we have night and night, sound exactly the same, mean two different things. The simple sentence gives you another example, I love goodbyes, same as goodbye. The word incorrigible means stubborn. So if you have a bad habit and you are not going to change it, then you are incorrigible. So it often has kind of a negative connotation, meaning that you're not giving up a bad habit. So if this cat is not supposed to sleep on the bed, but he keeps getting up on the bed anyway, then he is incorrigible. In your sample sentence, a woman turns to her husband and says, Henry, you are incorrigible, because he keeps doing the same bad habit of picking his teeth after meals. Your next word is plausible. Plausible means possible. I like that best as a synonym. So it's seemingly true or able to be believed. So you might have a plausible excuse for something if it could be possibly true. That's the helpful hint. And then the sample sentence is also about plausible excuses. So I have this picture here of a ghost. To ask the question, is it plausible that ghosts exist, right? If something is in a different place in your house, is a ghost moved it a plausible explanation? And you might agree or disagree that ghosts are plausible. Jeopardize means to put at risk or put in danger. There's a picture of a cigarette over here because smoking jeopardizes your health. Other things that can be jeopardized include your life. Driving too fast jeopardizes your life. Not doing any of your homework jeopardizes your grade, right? And the sample sentence talks about jeopardizing chances of winning. So anything you can put at risk, you can jeopardize. Polarize means to divide into two sharply opposed groups. This word works well along with factions, actually, right? So a political party might become polarized as people split into two different factions. If you think about the poles on opposite sides of the globe, that will help you with that. And your sample sentence talks about polarizing comments. So polarizing comments are comments that tend to split people. So talking about a really controversial topic could be polarizing, or you could refer to that as polarizing comments. Over here we have some reference to political parties. Our country often can feel polarized between Republicans and Democrats. So your last two words both go along with the root jud, which means judge, and your first word is judicial. It means pertaining to the court system. So the judicial branch of government includes the Supreme Court and other federal courts. And your sample sentence talks about a speeding ticket becoming a judicial affair. So the speeding ticket becoming something that is going to be resolved in the courts. Your next word is misjudge. Since mis means wrong, to misjudge is to judge something wrongly. So you might say that you misjudged someone if you were originally prejudiced against them and then realized that you were wrong. The sample sentence is about that, a father recognizing that he had misjudged a raggedy boy next door based on his appearance. And this little guy over here is a garter snake. Garter snakes often get misjudged because people are afraid of them and think that they're going to bite them when in fact they are pretty peaceful creatures.